This program is for educational and entertainment purposes only. For legal advice, consult an attorney.
Can you give me a lawyer, Mom? Because I don't know what they're talking about a gun. I'm calm.
I'm detaining you, all right?
All right.
Somebody get that man an attorney. In the United States, if you are charged with a criminal violation, you have the right to an attorney represent you regardless of your inability to pay for one. Which is awesome, because depending on your charges, an attorney can cost an unbelievable amount of money. Although it's difficult to imagine life without this basic right, it is only prior to 1963 where anything below a capital offense would make this right very valuable. For just a moment, let's go over what rights are guaranteed to you by the Sixth Amendment to the United States Constitution. These rights are included in all criminal prosecutions. Right to a speedy and public trial, right to be heard by an impartial jury from the jurisdiction the crime was committed in, right to be informed of the violation suspected, right to confront witnesses against you, right to obtain witnesses on your behalf, and the right to assistance of counsel for your defense. This is all great except until the United States Supreme Court decision we will be talking about in this video. Your right to counsel, if you could not afford one, was mainly limited to capital offenses only. So unless you were an axe murderer, then you could be paying for an attorney yourself. To thank for this, allow me to introduce you to Clarence Earl Gideon, a non-educated man who spent most of his life in and out of jail. He was suspected of breaking and entering in Florida and ultimately convicted and sentenced to 5 years in prison. During the trial, he requested a court-appointed attorney and was denied due to his violation not being serious enough. While serving the sentence, he wrote a letter to this man, Louis L. Wainwright, who was the Secretary of the Florida Division of Correction. Wainwright refused Gideon a new trial, which led to Gideon writing a letter to the United States Supreme Court, who agreed to hear his case. Now, this alone, coming from a man with only an 8th grade education, was a phenomenal win. It is estimated out of all the requests per year the United States Supreme Court receives, only approximately 2% of them are actually heard. 2%. The odds against Gideon from all aspects were tremendously against his favor. However, not only did this man with an extensive criminal history from Florida get a chance to be heard by the United States Supreme Court, but he also won. Now, in all criminal prosecutions, an attorney is available regardless of your inability to pay. Gideon would live about 9 more years before he died in 1972 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, due to complications from cancer. He was 61 years old. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below. For further reading, be sure to click on my Amazon link, also listed below. Now go act like you got some sense.